Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another reading. I hope you're all doing well, having an amazing day. I hope the weather is beautiful where you are. It is here, as you can probably tell. I was taking the deck out of the box, and only half of the box, half of the deck fell out, and the other half got stuck, which never happens. And the Ten of Wands was there when it was split. So I feel like you're being called to be led by faith, and to not have to constantly know what's happening next. Okay, I don't have like a phone holder. I just have the phone like sideways leaning up, and I usually have something in front of my phone. So if I'm like moving it around, there's a... Okay, I'll show you. Oh, never mind. I have some sellotape, like a roll of sellotape holding my phone up. So if I'm like moving it around trying to see it, there's something blocking the screen. The King of Swords is on the bottom of the deck. Okay. 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 One more shuffle. I was at the shop earlier, and I got a drink and some food, and usually if I'm eating something, I like to watch like YouTube or something. So I was getting my phone ready, and I saw something out of the corner of my eye, out the window, and there was two crows just staring into my soul, and I started to feed them, and then more came along. There was like 5 or 6 crows just jumping around. And I feel like that may be a sign for someone. Maybe you have an affinity for crows, or maybe you talk to birds, right? So in Ireland, which is where I'm from, if you couldn't tell, there is an announcement at the start of the year saying not to feed birds because for whatever reason. Fuck off. Come on. Okay, that's way too much. Okay, so that's split. 10 of ones again. Okay. Now. Okay. We'll start off with your energy. Just get a feel for what's going on. Okay. Spirit, what energy is the viewer in at the moment, please? Thank you. Okay. Get 3 more cards. So we have the Tower and the Two of Cups. One more. I like this for you. I love this for you. Okay. 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 So we have the Tower, the Hanged Man, the Two of Cups, the Magician, the Hanged Man. I said that, did I? And the Chariot. So basically, I feel like you were not in the right headspace for a while. Maybe you fell into a pit of despair, or... One sec. Sorry, I had to go cosplay Tarzan because my sister's cat got out. She's an outdoor cat, but we don't live in a nice area, and some, excuse my language, but some handicap shot her twice, like on 2 separate occasions, with a pellet gun, so she's not allowed out. But I didn't get her. Anyway, you were avoiding something. You were avoiding change. One sec. You were avoiding, or maybe you just had a fear of putting yourself out there to be seen. Um, and since you weren't actively working on yourself towards your purpose, towards your for the future of the higher version of yourself. 1, 2, 3 on the timer. Yeah, it caused you to feel stuck, and maybe you felt like things weren't working in your favor, right? 1, 4, 3. But everything happens for a reason, right? Your life's not falling apart. Everything's just falling into place. Everything happens for a reason. You just have to change your perspective on what is happening and why it's happening, right? So for the last few years, I've been living in my car like on and off, right? 1, 2, 3 on the timer again. 11:21 and 11:22. So at the start of the year, so I have epilepsy, right? And since I have epilepsy, you have to be a year free of seizures to get my license back. And because I can't drive if you have epilepsy, obviously. After the year was done, I got my license back, and then I had it for a year. Like in Ireland, you can get a license for up to 10 years, right? But if you have epilepsy, I'm not sure what other health like issues, but for epilepsy, it's a year. After I had my license for a year, after every year, you have to get like a cert off the doctor to say you're still able to drive. I haven't had a seizure. Blah blah blah. The tablets that I was on were making me feel like shit, so I stopped taking them. And then they were like, "Oh, you have to take your tablet. You have to take your tablet." So I started on new ones, and they said I have to wait another 6 months. And this was like at least 6 months or nearly a year after I should have had my license back. So I was driving around like without a license for a while. And anyway, I had a blowout on the motorway, like my tire, and I was pulled in on the side of the motorway, and I was waiting there for ages, but I couldn't get any help because I was living in the car, I didn't have any money, like I wasn't working. And after a while, the guards came, or the police came, and took the car, right? And you have to pay like an extortionate amount of money just to get it back. So I didn't get it back. But in saying that, everything happens for a reason, because I mean, like I was getting help off friends and some other people, but like I was being too independent. I can do everything myself when I wasn't, and if if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be here because I'd probably be still in the car doing fuck all of my life, right? So everything happens for a reason. You just have to change your perspective. I was so fucking angry at the world after my car was taken because all my shit was in it, right? And I wasn't even in my hometown. Like I was far away, and I had nowhere to go, and I had my dog, so it's even harder to find places to go. And I was just angry at the world. It's everyone else's fault. Blah 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 blah. When in hindsight, it was probably the best thing to ever happen to me because I was complacent. Because if me and my mother had a fight, I'd be like, oh, I'll just go live in the car again because I'm just not fucking dealing with that shit, right? And it forced me to learn how to ask for help and to accept help from other people. And unfortunately, it's annoying, but at the same time, that car was like me, right? Looked fine on the outside, but inside, fucked. Well, it was dirty because I was living in it, and my dog's hair was fucking everywhere, so that was bad. But I mean, like the engine, like the actual car, like it hadn't been serviced in ages. Like it was overdue a service. It was overdue a lot of things. The two front tires were bald, hence why that one popped. Well, they were bald. One already popped, so I had the spare tire on one side, and then the other one was bald, and that went, so I couldn't fucking save it. But as I said, everything happens for a reason. Because, again, as I said, I learned how to ask for help, how to accept help when people are trying to help me, and to learn what it feels like to actually be cared for, right? Now, and again, it's how you perceive things, right? Look at him. He's all tangled up in whatever that is, seaweed, yeah? Rope, seaweed, whatever, right? He's all tangled up in it. See how he's stuck, but he's not really. Like, if he wanted to, he could slip out of that shit. But in his eyes, he's stuck. And, or she. No, his eyes. And that's how I was, right? Look at that cheeky girl getting out. No, no, no. Okay. If she gets closer, I might have to pause again and bring her in, but we'll cross that bridge when it comes. Okay. Okay. So after that period, take as it resonates. This may be a year ago, 2 weeks ago, whenever, right? But as I said in yesterday's reading as well, right? Don't compare yourself to anyone else's journey, right? We're all here to learn. We're all here to experience life how we want to experience it, right? Which is what you're doing now. You're finally in control. And you're using everything that you know, everything in your power to create the life that you want. 143 and 144, but I saw 143 first. And by you stepping up, taking your finger out of your hole, don't worry, I'm talking to me as well. By sticking up for yourself, standing in your power, and finally deciding to create your own reality, you are fast tracking 234 and 2233. You're fast tracking this divine love to come in, right? And you're not that you're waiting, right? You just have this deep knowing because it's happening. It's going to happen eventually, whenever, divine timing and that. But you know deep in your soul that this is for you, because if it wasn't for you, you wouldn't be thinking about it so much. You wouldn't be having these thoughts, these daydreams, these visions, these sleep dreams about your life or your future, right? 234. And this divine love is going to heal you in a way that you never thought it would. 242. And vice versa. You're going to heal parts of your person too, obviously. Yin yang. How you doing, baby? How you doing? How you doing? sorry. Cheeky bitch ran away. Excuse me. Yeah, I need to start learning the energy of the major arcanas. I know, like, different arcanas stand for different, or like specific zodiac signs. I know, obviously, like, wands, cups, swords, and pentacles. I know what, like, group they're in, but what's the magician is Taurus. Cancer. Capricorn. That's Sagittarius, and then water, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. Take that how it resonates. Could be anywhere in your chart. It doesn't have to be like your sun or wherever the fuck. Okay. Spirit. What energy is the viewer in at the moment, please? My brain's like actually not working. I keep going to fucking split it and shuffle it again. Right. What energy is the viewer's person in at the moment, please, and thank you, Spirit. So, the Ace of Wands, yeah, in reverse. What's going on here? Okay. So we have the Ace of Wands in reverse, Five of Wands, the Four of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, and Ten of Swords. Okay. Okay. So, basically, the passion that this person has for you is off the charts. Okay, so we have fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, water again, Pisces, Cancer, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, yeah. Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, right? So they have this passion just bubbling away in their heart towards you, right? Or just within. And a few people, so when it comes to twin flames, there's always someone that has a problem, right? Whether there's a big age gap, your family don't like them, or their family don't like you. Basically, all things that are put in place for the divine masculine and the divine feminine to overcome these, to overcome being bothered by other people's projections or insecurities, whatever, or they're just people butting in with their opinion, 323 on the timer. And I feel like your person has been kind of like fighting or butting heads with people a lot, especially recently, as they're kind of waking up to 33, 22, and 323. Waking up to the fact that you are their person, right? Now, your person is kind of always known, but at the start, definitely, they tried to excuse me, brush it off maybe as lust again, because that passion that they have inside, right? 343. They thought it was lust, they thought it would go away, so they kind of put it on the back burner, started maybe getting involved with other people to try and get you off their mind. Obviously, didn't work. Maybe they turned to drink, substances to try and. My ears ringing. Confirmation. To try and distract themselves from thinking about you, because when you're thinking about them, they're thinking about you. And when they're thinking about you, you're thinking about them, right? So whenever you're thinking about them, they are also thinking about you. That's how energy works. That's how the world works, right? Okay. We are telepathic beings, right? Language doesn't mean shit, right? We give words meaning, right? I was out a while ago with some old friends and we were in a pub, right? Now, I don't drink, I was just there with them, right? And I called one of my friends a retard, right? Just because he said something stupid. Now, I'm neurodivergent, right? I have a godson that is severely autistic. He's 5, he doesn't talk, he has I forgot what it was called, but it's like delayed learning. So like he's basically just a big baby, right? And I know I'm not going around to people who I don't know and who are like physically disabled or mentally disabled. I'm not going around calling them retards, right? It was just to my friend and this worker that knows one of my friends just started having a fucking hissy fit that I said the word retard in her pub. It's not even her pub. She was just a manager. She was like, if she hears me saying that again, she's gonna kick me out. I don't give a fuck. I don't drink. I'm not giving your pub any money. So I was tempted to just leave anyway, to be honest. But we give words meaning, right? If if you were fucking jacked, right? You were ripped. You were muscular, 10, 12% body fat, and I went up to you and called you fat, right? You wouldn't give a fuck because you know you're not fat. If I walked up to someone who's 600 pounds and called them fat, they'd obviously be butthurt because they know they're fat. They probably internalize that, right? We give the words meaning. You can't be affected by words that you don't give meaning to, right? So I forgot why I started that story, though, to be honest. Uh, okay, we give words meaning. We're telepathic beings, yeah. So language is just, it's a made up thing to keep people stuck, right? Now, like, if you know how telepathy works, right? Play rock, paper, scissors with someone. You will see you can make them pick each one, right? Like, when you, especially like if you're doing it for something, right? Now, don't, I know at least most of you won't use it for bad, but obviously there's people out there that will take advantage of it. But we are, when we allow certain things to have control over us. We are not being true to ourselves, right? 444 and 40, 40, like 4040. One second. Okay. It's been a few hours since the last part. Something came up, but I forgot I need to finish it, so we're back. So they maybe distracted themselves with substances, alcohol, people. They get how it resonates. And obviously, they were out of balance. So they had to work on their stability, whether it was stability within themselves, financially, in the home. It'd be different for everyone. And they're tired of living for other people and not themselves, and constantly getting stabbed in the back and hurt because they're listening to everyone else and not themselves, unfortunately. I'm sure they might be worried that you have other suitors. So there's also like an act of competition, but not in that kind of way. Like, not in a bad way, like in a healthy way. Because if they have competition, they're going to need to be at their best, right? So that is pushing them. You are so close, right? Keep doing what you're doing. Cry as much as you can. Dance as much as you can. Move, right? Get that energy flowing. Crying is one of the best ways to release pent up emotions. Actually, for 5 on the timer. Negativity. I was watching a few readings last night from Jadina and Freya Ray, or just Freya, and I was like feeling all this energy. I was very like antsy, and it was very like nauseating, and it was just like icky. It was rotten, and had a good cry, and I was fine. But my eyes were like at me, like after you cry, and I was feeling that. And in the video, Jadina was talking about having an allergic reaction to eyeliner, and her eyes were like if you're crying. I'm pretty sure like it's the same kind of feeling. So I'm after seeing like a million white butterflies today, during and after the start of the reading, 543. I just forgot to mention them earlier. Get out into nature, ground, and stop expecting. Okay? It's happening in divine timing, not your timing, not your person's timing, divine timing. So, and as much as we may want to, we cannot control that. Unfortunately. Okay. I'm going to leave it for today's reading. This should have been yesterday's reading, because yesterday's reading was going to be short. 6x4 on the timer, 656. But sure, look, I'm just trying to get the message out. It's not up to me. Yeah. If any of the reading resonated, let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification button, and I'll see you tomorrow for another reading. And I hope this is our journey, okay? I keep myself accountable, you keep me accountable. I keep myself accountable, I keep ye accountable. Yeah? So, I hope you're working towards your purpose. Anything else? No. Okay. 8 to 8. Thanks for watching. I love you. Goodbye.